Hey, Jeremy and Ryan, it's Nicole. So on my screen, you see your site, joinago.com, and also you see my phone. So I'm going to share with you a couple of things, and I realized like you wanted a written proposal. I'm going to give this to you verbally and then just kind of do a recap really, really quick with bullet points. I think these long proposals just are a waste of everybody's time and too many eyes, and it's just too much work. You want to keep what I learned in all of my 5 businesses that I've run is that when you keep it really, really, really focused and very succinct and just bullet pointed out, it makes it a lot easier for people to follow, and it also makes it a lot easier for you to not get convoluted in other minutia that really you don't need to deal with. So that's one of the things I bring to the table is having a lot of failures that have taught me a lot of things in my 50 years of being on this planet. So regarding your site, you told me that you're going to redo it. And let me just share with you a ask method. And I'll just do ask method. And this is Ryan Levesque. You can actually see what he's done. He's helped a lot of different companies create some amazing gamification as well as idea generating surveys that have helped companies to grow and scale in the way of creating an engagement factor that was never there and would never be there if it weren't for the ask method that he teaches. So he's got a great book out. When I first met Ryan about 5.5, 6 years ago, he was just starting out. He started out years ago with those Scrabble pieces, and he made necklaces and stuff out of them and sold them on Etsy. And that's really where it all started, and this ask method kind of came into view. And then he did an orchid, he did this orchid book, How to Grow Orchids, and he started with the ask method there. So now he has a new company called Bucket.io, and that's a company that I highly recommend. It's not very expensive. It's actually a survey software that helps you sort, sift, and sort. So this is exceptional. The segmentation technology is really how people are the best people of the best people are communicating online, and this is just so excellent. I really highly recommend Ryan, and he's a nice guy. So anyway, the point being is you are right here, Joinago, and my thought is that you take, there are a couple of thoughts here. First, on the app that you have, when you get into, right when I sign in, I just go to training questions. And so there's no warm, fuzzy feeling about this for me. It's like, why am I just being asked a training question? Where's the welcome? Thank you so much for signing up. Hey, we really appreciate you. Hey, this is how we started. I'm one of the founders, and I want you to know that, you mean a lot to us. When you allow them to mean a lot to you, they're going to mean, they're going to mean a lot to you, and you're going to mean a lot to them. So I see Joinago as being a lot different than Lyft and Uber in the way that you're not growing so fast as to forget the people who are growing with you. And so that's a great quote too. We're not growing so fast as to forget the people who are growing with us. We welcome your constructive criticism. We welcome your ideas. We are, a meritocracy, not an autocracy. We are not even a democracy. We are, we really welcome the ideas from everyone from the drivers to the people who work with us, who we hire. And so that would be the opening on here. Instead of training questions, it would be, we're so happy you're here. Welcome video. And they watch this welcome video, and it really makes them feel good. These people are coming from nothing. I've been at nothing. Many, many times I've been at nothing. And the unfortunate part is when you're at nothing, you feel like you are nothing. And when you feel like you are nothing, you give nothing. And so it's a really hard situation to get out of. So in order to create a better feeling of your acceptance and and warm fuzzy, if you will, for lack of a better phrase, more of, we really do care about, our drivers. We really want to create a business that is actually going to not only sustain itself, but grow with the people that started with it. And we want to be able to, in a year, be able to have our first, get together meetup group in Chicago. And maybe that's another way to do it. Do a meetup, meetup for drivers. Like, hey, we're AGO drivers. This is an AGO meetup, and have designated AGO Ava AGOs, or whatever you want to call them, that are virtual assistants that answer questions at these meetups. Learn how to become an AGO driver. Learn what AGO is. Hey, we're doing an AGO meetup, meet us. And this is a totally different way of marketing. This is a way of marketing that is relationship based as opposed to social media based. And I see this now, and I honestly just come up with these ideas. I'm like, oh, okay, that's a good idea. So I think of it as being you're dealing with real people, like the fleas, the dog fleas and everything else. You're dealing with real people. Why not make it a really, there's a premium if you want to drive with a dog. There's an extra $5 because we have to clean the car. Do you have a sheet that you can bring with you so that you can put it in the back of the car? Kind of thing like that. Because most responsible dog owners will say, yeah, of course I have a blanket. I would never drive my car without a blanket. So those are the kind of things I digress. But here is something like you'd welcome them first. And then you tell them what you want them to do. Hi, this is Ava. I want you to go below, blah, blah, blah. And Ava's going to introduce Jeremy. And Jeremy's going to say, hey, I'm the owner, I'm the founder, blah, blah, blah. And I'm really happy you're here. This is the deal. We're a young company. I got this idea I did an AMA on, you can check out the Reddit post here, and then the links are given. And so people are feeling more engaged with you. They're feeling more interested. Going just right into training sessions is great. I mean, not great, excuse me, is just not a good feeling. And I know you need to get them done. Don't get me wrong. Okay, and then another thing is the blue on the blue. This is a lot of blue. To come out and maybe have it, designated that training question number 1, or instead of training question, it's like Ava guide questions or something. Make it so that it's like, I'm not training you. You don't want them to feel like they're not an important part of this. Our member questions, VIP question 1 or whatever. You want them to feel important. And that's like the number one thing, because that's what's going to fuel what you're going to do next. So in relation to the new site with the app as well, it would be good to have that front page put on. So AMA and Ask Me Anything, you can see Quincy Jones. I was on to Saturday Night Live about 27 years ago, and Quincy came on. It was an entourage of like every New Yorker in the world came up to that one. That was crazy. Anyway, so these are some really good AMAs, and this is like I'm Jeremy, and I am the CEO of AGO, and I started my first entrepreneurial endeavor. Blah blah blah. Ask me anything, right? And like put all your information here. This will help you to get more people involved. Another thing is these ads. You can do Reddit ads up here, like for drivers. We're a new company. We're looking for drivers. And I would do that after you do your AMA. So that's the first thing. That would be the first month, is really getting the Reddit together and getting the AMA together. And really looking at who's done some AMAs so that you can get a better idea, a better conceptual of who's done AMAs that are similar to yours. Bill Gates does them. Michael Jordan does them. A lot of people do them. So I think it would be really good for you guys to get yourself out there. And then another thing would be to get the Bucket.io. So this would be really helpful to put onto the front of the site and segment and sift and sort. And this is a way that you can create engagement across the board from their email into their messenger. And so you're hitting both areas. Hey, how was your day today? Did you drive today? Tell us if you drove today. And only have like check in, and those people that check in. Now this is a segmentation. I don't know how to do this, but there would be, and this is just a thought, where it would be like a zap. If they check in to drive, their email automatically gets put into that email sequence for the day that says, hey, how was your drive today? How did you feel? Did you run into anything? Do you have any fun pictures that you took while you were standing online or whatever? Not while you're driving, but what was the most crazy thing you saw happen on the road today? Just have them write to you and do, because then you have a journal, and then you have something that you can use that shares what their day's like. Because the more they're asked about their day, the more they're asked about how they're doing, the better off they're going to feel about driving for you. And the better off people are going to be treated because you care enough to ask. The thing I find most with a lot of companies is that companies don't care to ask. And so this is an issue, So those are the things that I would do right now. I'll put this in bullet point, like 5 bullet point form. It's going to be, a Go site matches a Go app, and then Reddit and Bucket.io. So segment, sift, and sort, create an engagement, a meritocracy, and go from there. I'll also give you a couple of books that I've been reading. One of them is Ray Dalio's New Principles book. It's awesome. I actually don't read it. I listen to it on iPhone. So I'll put you up in a minute, Scrappy. Hold on. So I'm looking forward to this, you guys. This is actually a really cool little side gig for me right now, and I can help you out. So let's figure this out, and I would like to do the I don't want to do it on a weekly basis. I think what we can do is, because I'm going to do a lot of the upfront work like really fast, and it's not going to take a month, it'll probably take a couple weeks. Let's do 250, and we'll do it all on this Upwork thing, because this will take me a couple weeks, and then it's going to take a couple weeks to go through all of this after it's done and figure out like how you can engage a little bit more of this, the keywords, the what happened on the AMA, and maybe you do 2 AMAs, who knows, maybe you do one this week and one next week, I don't know. So you can really get some great ideas from that, and I think that's really going to help you. Scrappy, hold on. Scrappy, come here. I'll pick you up here. Oh, okay. So, sorry about that. So that's where I would go with this. And you can get me back, and I'm leaving Wednesday from the DR. So my schedule is below, and it's going to be pretty intense. But I'm happy to get this going in between now and then pick it up when I get back into California. All right. So looking forward to it, you guys. This looks really fun, and it looks like something that could really turn into something really cool. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye.